The human heart, the psychic heart, that psychic, spiritual, energetic place is a very, very powerful part of our being, right? We understand it as the heart of love. It's the ocean of our emotions. It's the driver of our will. We speak of being warm-hearted or cold-hearted, of being lion-hearted or gentle-hearted. We talk about bleeding hearts and heartsick and happy-hearted. Whatever it is, the human heart contains both the beauty and the beast of our humanity. Remember, Solzhenitsyn wrote, "The battle line between good and evil runs through the heart of every human being." Right? We have in there, it's where love and charity dwell, and it's where evil intentions come, right? The highest human achievements and the most inhumane barbarism comes from the human heart. From sublime to crime, from virtue to villainy. It's all in there. All in there. So Jesus doesn't mince words, when he calls out all of those things that come from the human heart and says that all these evil things come from within and they defile a person. So we do not often speak about being defiled, right? But because we don't speak about it, does not mean that we do not experience it. Just as the piety of the scribes and the Pharisees did not necessarily lead to holy-heartedness, so our Christian piety does not guarantee a holy heart. We have seen terrible, terrible things come out of the heart of Christian leaders. When I was on vacation, the state of Pennsylvania report of child sexual abuse in the Roman Catholic Church came out. A front-page article in the New York Times about the disheartening news that Bill Hybels, one of the nation's leading evangelical pastors and something of a hero of mine, was exposed as having a history of sexually abusing and harassing women. Just before my vacation at the General Convention of the Episcopal Church in Austin, Texas, there was more than a sobering outpouring of women who, in the spirit of the Me Too movement, described and bore witness to unwanted sexual aggression by men in the Episcopal Church. All of these women and children were defiled. And the people who did the defiling defiled themselves. Now, we don't speak about being defiled if we don't follow all the unwritten coda of our piety. There was a time when I was a child where we did not eat before receiving Holy Communion, for instance. That would be considered a defilement. But we've set that aside. But just because we don't speak about it doesn't mean that we don't defile ourselves. Have you ever said something that upon later reflection made you feel like you slimed yourself by your own tongue because you had said something hurtful that had come out of you? Have you ever felt slimed when you're in a conversation with somebody, perhaps at a dinner party, someone says something that's so-called not kosher, and you didn't have the courage to stand up to it because of the social mores of our day? And while you're there at the dinner table, your evening is ruined. It's over. It's over because of what was said and what was not said. It's a form of defilement. And are not racist jokes, sexist comments, passive-aggressive anti-Semitic comments, gossip, Islamophobia that groups good people with terrorists, uncharitable remarks, petty jealousies that are shared with a co-conspirator, are not all of that worse than a hot dog or a hamburger or like a big hunk of ice cream with chocolate on top or a cup of coffee? Now, for years, doctors and nutritionists have been encouraging us to cleanse the toxins out of our bodies. And in fact, I'm looking around today because there is a man who comes to church here, one of our parishioners named Woody Merrill, who usually sits over there, who's not here, who wrote a new book called The Detox Prescription with the subtitle, Supercharge Your Health, Strip Away Pounds and Eliminate Toxins Within. So this is the question I spent my vacation noodling on. I'm going to give it to you. Is there a way to detox the heart? to strip away what Jesus called those evil things within, and to supercharge your heart with divine love.